Hello, everybody. In this video, we're going to be talking about how Biden's actually rebounding in some national level polls here. So Biden's actually starting to catch up a bit behind Trump. So far, Trump was up by about like 2% in the popular vote before, but now that average has pretty much gone down to only a 1% lead. And we could just take a look. Look at the polls in March. Look how many polls Biden's leading. He's leading in a lot more polls than he was back in February, where Trump was just dominating against him in the national popular vote. So we're actually seeing here Biden clawing back a bit of that support. He's probably winning over those undecided voters now that the primary season's over. They know it's either Biden or Trump as the next president of the United States. But yeah, so far Biden is regaining among those undecided. So there's a big issue here, though. He's still down in the popular vote by 1% here. He needs to win the popular vote also by like 2 or 3 points, I would say. That's when I would feel like comfortable that he actually has a really good shot. Because right now, if Trump's up by the popular vote by 1% come election time, the election's pretty much over. Trump's probably going to win unless we're going to see massive swings right in New York and California. That's like the only way Trump could win the popular vote and lose the electoral college. And we just see Biden do well in the swing states, but not well in New York, California. But right now, we're actually seeing Biden clawing back some of that support. So I think that's pretty important for his campaign. That's signaling he's actually doing better among voters. However, I'm just going to do a quick election map showing these shifts because we did see a few more new polls come out. But so far, I think Biden's lead's probably gone down to a lean blue margin just based off that couple of polls they're showing Maine as decently close. Maine second, it's probably going to go to Trump by, I don't know, probably a safe margin considering Maine is only lean blue. New Hampshire, I think this state would probably remain about the same. States where Biden would be gaining, I think he would hold on to Colorado, New Mexico, Virginia stay steady. Alaska, I could see him doing a bit better with undecideds here. In Michigan, he just continues to poll pretty badly. Joe Biden, like there's been a poll recently done by CNN showing Trump up by 8 here, and showing a tied race in Pennsylvania. So really, Biden shouldn't be as much concerned about Pennsylvania because the best pollsters there do have him ahead here, even though every out-of-state pollster has Trump ahead here. I'm just going to go with the best state pollsters there that just know the state a lot better than out-of-state pollsters. But Texas and Florida are definitely off the board. I don't know what Biden's doing by trying to target those two states. I hope for his sake that it's just a bluff, because if it isn't, then he's just wasting resources on these states. That's like the equivalent of saying you're going to target, as a Republican, as Trump, you're going to target New York and New Jersey or something. Because at this point, Florida's is kind of becoming the Republican version in New York. It's pretty much similar in size electoral votes, and just the way it's trending, it could go safe red in 2024. Florida could go to Trump by over 10 points. Texas, maybe if he doesn't invest in it as much as the other swing states, maybe it's good to build infrastructure there for the future because it is slightly Democratic trending with the urban populations there. But yeah, I don't know what Biden's doing by saying he's going to try to win Florida or Texas, because I really think he should just focus on the Rust Belt states and Georgia, North Carolina, Arizona, and Nevada. Just lock up those states because realistically, that's the most he's actually going to flip in his best case scenario. But going on with the video, North Carolina and Georgia just still kind of remain out of hands for Joe Biden right now. So far, Trump's still leading by a decent amount in Georgia. However, North Carolina, we are seeing Joe Biden do a lot better than he was last time around. Let me just show you the statewide polling here. This is kind of showing that effect where he's actually clawing back a few of his support. So far, there's been a good amount of polls actually showing it as a lean red race, especially in the polls in March. Trump's lead hasn't been over a 5% margin. So Biden's actually doing fairly well here. That's probably where his numbers are improving nationwide in the state of North Carolina. I definitely do think he should target it because some polls actually show North Carolina as more in reach than Georgia is right now, which is actually fairly interesting. But so far, Trump's still leads here, so it's still a lean red state. So moving on to the next few states, Nevada, it still looks pretty bleak for Biden. Honestly, might even be lean red at this point. Arizona, however, even though Trump leads like every poll here, with Biden regaining in the national vote, I do think he's going to do a bit better in the polls coming from Arizona in the future. So I'm going to have this as tilt blue for now. Minnesota, there's been a few polls that showed it fairly close, but I still think Biden's got this state. And with him growing his national support from last time around, I think he'll do a bit better in Minnesota. In Wisconsin and Michigan, however, he still polls pretty badly in the state of Michigan. Do I think it's going to be over Trump +8 victory? I think no. I think it's actually going to be a fairly close state. And other pollsters actually showed Michigan as pretty much tied. Let's just take a look here. So Biden's already improving in the state. Yeah, Emerson College poll has it 50-50. So that is showing him to do a bit better in this state. And yeah, even though CNN has Trump up by 8 here, 50-50 poll. So again, I think it's still tilt red. And we're going on to Wisconsin here. And polling hasn't really improved much for Joe Biden in the state of Wisconsin. He's still pretty much down here, I would say. However, it is within the margin of error. There's a lot of undecideds here that he could work on flipping back. But so far, it still remains a tilt red state. So currently, Trump still maintains his lead. However, Biden is doing better in the national vote. But he needs to do better than this. He needs to actually get Trump down in the popular vote. He can't be down to Trump by 1 right now. If I was in the Biden campaign, I would only be good with numbers showing Biden up by 2 or 3 points in the popular vote, because if he's winning by that margin, he has a pretty good shot at winning the Electoral College. Like, I think he needs to at least win it by 2 to have a chance. Winning it by 1's just not going to cut it for Joe Biden. You need to get that, like, over 2 percentage points to actually have a good shot. Honestly, probably 3% is the spot where Biden wants to be at right now. That'll probably be where he's the favorite in the Electoral College if he's winning by 3% overall. So he still has a lot to work to go for him, but at least he's not down by 2% anymore. So, yeah, he's at least improving his support. However, Trump still has that edge in those swing state polls. He's still up by 3 or 4 points, so if I were gonna pick one of these candidates, I would rather be Trump right now, because he's actually showing he's leading across most of these swing states. Even though I doubt some of those undecideds, I think might go to Biden, like in Arizona, because of moderate Republicans there. But so far, I would rather be Trump right now if I were one of the presidential candidates. But yeah, I would say Biden is somewhat rebounding in these polls. He is starting to lead in a bit more. You just take a look from March to February. It's definitely an improvement for the Biden campaign. And fundraising totals, Biden is outraising Trump considerably. So far, it's like a 4-to-1 advantage in terms of money between those campaigns, and that's going to show in the campaign trail. Even though Trump was outspent 2-to-1 back in 2020, when you're getting outspent 4-to-1, that's going to be a considerable difference. So with that money advantage, we could see Biden run a lot more ads to improve his image, because right now he's just as unfavorable as Donald Trump, and you need Trump to be more unfavorable than you to win the Electoral College, because the Electoral College favors Republicans. But that's currently my take. Biden has improved in the polling since the month of March compared back to February. But so far, Trump still remains the favorite. Honestly, with the odds right now, I would say Trump probably has a 58% chance to win. Biden has a 42% chance to win. So that's currently where I rank things. Because there's always potential of a polling error, maybe even benefiting Joe Biden. We never know. 2022 showed us that polling errors don't always benefit Republicans. But yep, that's just my current take on the 2024 election. Let me know what you think of this video in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you all in the next video. Bye.